everybody, and welcome back. Today I figured I would kind of make not a necessarily tutorial, but walk you through how I do my rosemary garlic discard sourdough rolls. This round I am going to do stuffed rolls though, just because I do want to try something a little different. And honestly, who doesn't love an extra bit of cheese? I apologize for the lighting. I've kind of got an awkward setup going on in here in the kitchen. So I'm not used to this. But bowl, scale. I've got a stand mixer. Y'all can hand mix this if you want to. Excuse any of the mess you see behind me. We had people over yesterday, so it was a big dinner and we're just slowly going through the dishwasher. It is currently starting behind me. Oh, there goes my child running away. And so it's been a day. Let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so to start out with, I'm going to place my bowl on my scale and we're going to go ahead and tare it, or tar. I don't know how the heck you pronounce it. Gotta watch my language on here because I know YouTube isn't too fond of it. And we're gonna do the warm water and discard. We're gonna do about, grab my, I call her Experiment 626. I don't know if you can read that writing, but I call her Experiment 626 because she's not the first one I've killed. I've actually killed quite a few starters. It's a little, but I mean, life gets in the way, and the good thing about starters is all it takes is water and some flour. So we're gonna do about 160 grams, and it doesn't have to be exact measurements. We're just gonna kind of scoop her into there and just plop her in there. Whew. Okay, we're at 80 grams now. Woo. See, the only bad thing I don't like about weighing stuff out is, even though it does give you a more accurate, I feel, measurement of everything that you're using, sometimes it can go a little bit fast depending on the type of scale you're using. Okay, we're at 160. There we go. And I'll just plop that right back in there. And we're going to do 240 grams of warm water. So I'm just going to go to the sink behind me and grab this guy. Let the water get a little warm first. That would probably help, you know. Okay, now we've got warm water. I'm just going to fill this mason jar up because it doesn't hurt to have a little extra. I'm going to go ahead and press that button again to even it out. We're going to do 240 grams of water. Now, water does weigh a little bit more, so it's a lot easier to get carried away with. And just a little bit more. I'm such a stickler for, like, grams and everything. It's ridiculous. I shouldn't be this way, but I am. All right. So, we were going to use, where did I put it? A whisk, and just kind of evenly combine it. I kind of like to use my whisk and wipe down the sides a little bit. We're just gonna mix it until it's a nice watery mix. I mean, you just want to have it well combined. Whoop, there we go. Kind of give it a last final round and tap that guy off. Okay, we're gonna add a little bit of, I'm sure you see it in the corner, we're gonna add a little bit of dry yeast because it is a discard recipe, so it does need a little bit of extra boost to kind of get her up and running. Let me see if it's over here. Perfect. We're gonna use 1.5 tablespoons. I wrote this all down so I wouldn't forget it. 1 tablespoon here. Oh, I have 3 tablespoons. You know what? We'll eyeball it, and we're gonna do another rough 1/2 tablespoon as well. All right, doing that. And then I don't have sugar, So for my general rule is for every tablespoon of sugar, it's about equal to 1 tablespoon is about equal to 2 teaspoons of honey. And see, I have my ½ teaspoon of honey here. So I'll just use this guy. And we'll do, so it's a ½ teaspoon, 2 teaspoons. We'll do 4 of these, and we'll just squirt that little guy in there. And it'll take forever. And we're gonna squirt a little bit more at the end because of course you never know how much honey you're actually losing by doing it this method. But a little bit more. 2, 3, I think that's 3. And we'll do 4 and do a little bit extra on that one. Slip it shut. And I'll just use my little teaspoon. Sorry, I'll get down so I'm in the frame. Use my teaspoon mixer to, yes baby, kind of stir it and get some of that excess honey out. Yes, my love. Your stick? Oh man. Did Pucky steal your stick? Pucky is the puppy, but we are 2 years old and cannot say puppy, so it is Pucky. Her real name is Violet. I promise I'm not cursing at a dog. Okay, so now we're gonna add 1 egg, oil, salt, and garlic powder. Do you want to go grab me the eggs? Can you go grab me the eggs? So we're going to do 3 tablespoons of olive oil. It's just a preference for our family, really. So we're going to do 1, 2, and 3. And we'll put that aside. And I kind of clean up as I go, so don't mind me. I may not do it that well in this video. Then we're going to do 2 teaspoons of sea salt. Let's see, that's tablespoon. I have like completely run out of all of my teaspoon measurement cups. I'm beginning to get a little frustrated with it, but it might be time to clear out all of the different measuring cups we have. And 1, and we'll go a little lighter since I overflowed that one. And we'll do 2. Oh goodness, he's putting stuff in it there again. And then, okay, so we did oil, salt, we need the garlic powder, and garlic powder we're doing another teaspoon. Mine is very rocky. I'm not sure you can see it. Let me see if I can find, no, there's no little hole, but mine is incredibly rocky. It's hot because Mommy does have other rolls baking.
Rolls baking.
Yeah, there's rolls baking. Can you get me the eggs? No? I will be right back then. Okay, I'm back. I have a singular egg. We're just gonna crack that there. These are eggs from our farm. We're very proud of them. I mean, who wouldn't be? We're just gonna go ahead and pop that egg and whisk that guy again. Now for the super fun part. So it is made a little bit easier due to the fact that I have a KitchenAid mixer. If you don't, that doesn't mean you can't make these. It is still you are perfectly able to make these. I like using my KitchenAid or my mother-in-law's KitchenAid to be more precise.
Mama,
just because it gives me a little more freedoms to deal with Tiny Tyke over here, who likes to touch everything. Let me grab this.
hot.
You're gonna let all the bugs in and they're gonna eat you. We're just gonna dump all of that goodness in the big bowl. And there we go. Scrape that down the sides a little bit and we'll put that right back. And then we're gonna leave this out for just a second because I almost forgot the most important part, or one of the. We now have to do 520 grams of, we're gonna re-tear it, 520 grams of flour. Now, we like to keep ours in just like an old cereal container, or a cereal container type, just because I feel it's more secure than just the paper bags. How much was I doing again? 520. I'm struggling to talk and measure, but we're gonna figure it out. I missed last week's video, I'm fairly certain again. Okay, 525. And if you overmeasure, that's fine. Just take one of your teaspoons, one of your measurements, plop it back in. It's for your family anyway, unless you're commercial baking this. Whoop, cool, go job. I don't have the patience for people. We're gonna take that 520 and we're just gonna plop that right in there. I am not worried about little bits at a time. I'm not worried about that. It's just I'm gonna kind of scrape my whisk down the sides here and get as much of that flour as we can into my KitchenAid bowl. I'm making a mess now. I'm gonna put that there. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and place this on my mixer and I'll be right back. All right, going for another awkward angle of me holding it. You can see the gloriousness I've made. We're gonna take our dough hook. Mine's a little dirty from our earlier batch. We're gonna place this bad boy on there. Turn it so it sticks. We've already placed our stuff in there, as I should, and we're just gonna let it do its thing. While it does that, it's going to be obnoxious. So I will walk away and let it do its thing in the background. In the meantime, while you're waiting for it to make that smooth dough, all you need to do is cut up mozzarella sticks. Or cheddar sticks, whatever roll you want to use, or whatever cheese you want to use, go for it. I personally don't like cheese. My husband and my son, cheese fanatics. So I make this for them. If you make the batch as I'm showing it, I'll put the recipe down in the description since I know I'm being really bad about descripting it in here. What we can do is, it makes about 12 rolls. The recipe I'll put down in the description makes 12 rolls. So usually take your stick of cheese and cut it into thirds. That makes them big enough, not big enough that they won't pop out of your rolls, and you want to measure your rolls to be about 85 grams per roll if you want relatively even rolls, that is. So while that is turning, I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video and cut up some sticks. I'll be right back. Okay, now that that god-awful sound is over, sorry, I absolutely despise the sound of a KitchenAid. It gives me a migraine. We're gonna go ahead and take our dough hook out. I'm just gonna plop it in the sink. I gotta do dishes anyway. We're gonna take this off. Ooh, I don't know you. Bloop. We're gonna take this off, and we are going to take some of our flour and lightly flour our working surface. All right. Cool, don't mind me. We'll spread this around a little bit. I've got my little pieces of string cheese right here, and we're just gonna scrape the sides of the bowl. It'll be a little sticky, don't mind. It's not going to be perfectly smooth, but it will be a smoother dough than what you started with. It'll be a little shaggy. It's gonna smell very garlicky, very amazing. We'll throw that in the sink too. If it stays, there we go. And you're left with your dough. Now we're gonna go ahead and tear our scale again, and we'll just go for it. I don't have a pan ready, so let me go ahead and do that real quick. All right, went ahead and grabbed a pan to prep it. I'm just gonna put a little bit of olive oil, spread it around, and a little bit of flour in there, kind of prevent a non-stick. The more popular option, The more popular option is for sure parchment paper. Currently, I have none in the house. I just have wax paper, but wax paper is better for stuff like cold storage. And I only found that out the hard way when I accidentally baked it at the bottom of my sourdough bread. And it melted, and oh my god, it made this god-awful smell. So, we have this guy. And what you're gonna do is make sure your scale is turned on. If you want even rolls, I do. I'll probably speed through this part. And on a swing, that's why he's yelling. And you just grab a handful, roll it, plop it on there. We are at 84, I'll call that good. You'll just shove your little cheese stick in there, kind of pinch it at the bottom, seal it a little bit, fold the ends in, and then you roll. And it helps if you do get a little bit of flour in your hands. You just kind of place it in your bowl. And it'll kind of help prevent the dough from sticking to your hands. It does become kind of a pain once you get into it. That one's at 109, so I grabbed a little much. Just pull some off. 98, pull some off. I do want them kind of within the 84, 85, 86 range. Just because I do like having relatively even rolls. Because I am a stickler. There we go, we're at 84. Kind of plop it around. Hands getting a little less sticky. Just kind of fold them back and forth. Fold the edges in. If you notice any that kind of end up poking out a little bit, don't even worry about it. I'll plop that in there. See, kids. Okay, so in order to get dough off your hands, just kind of rub them like that. You won't get all of it. That'll require some water and tough love, but you'll you get enough of it off that it feels a little more comfortable to maneuver in or to touch things with. All right. Oh, that's in between my fingers. And it happens. So, mine are, gonna give you the full view, a little squished in, but it's okay. So after you get to that part, what you're gonna do is, my oven just preheated. You wait with a warm towel. I like to wet mine and then put them in the microwave for like 30 seconds to a minute and put it over my rolls. You wanna wait until they double and look kind of like this. And then you'll put your rosemary garlic egg wash over them. Let me show you how it's done. All right, to start out with, you need to make your egg wash. We'll do the garlic part after. He's gonna be running around like a madman. I know this looks a mess. I promise it's not actually that bad. You're gonna do 3 eggs to 3 tablespoons for the amount I'm doing. If you're just doing your normal 12 rolls, 1 to 1. 1 egg to 1 tablespoon of water. So we're just gonna go ahead and do 3 right here. We've got 1. I'll bring this over here so I don't spill it halfway across the kitchen. We've got 2. We've got 3. All right. So now you've got 3. Crack your eggs. Make your egg wash. Ooh, that one wanted to crack into a million pieces. Ooh, and I've got 1 other egg over here. Right, let me grab a fork. And you just mix that guy up nice and good. Perfect. There, you have your egg wash. Now we'll get this bowl here. Make sure it's nice and clean. We're gonna do Because again, I'm making 3, so I'm gonna triple my stuff. Ooh, I got fresh rosemary here. I do have a rosemary plant, but never feel ashamed to use bought seasonings. I mean, come on. We do love the convenience of it all. Brief technical difficulties. All right, so I am tripling it. As I was saying, don't be afraid to use some store-bought rosemary. And we're doing 3 of these guys. Woo, that's the most rosemary I've ever used. But it's also the biggest batch I've ever made. So, doing 1 tablespoon of rosemary. We're doing a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, which means we're doing 3/4 in reality, but in there. 1. Woo! We're probably gonna call that good. I'm gonna scoop a little bit more in there. Maybe give it a little stir. Doing 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, so I'm doing 3 teaspoons. I forgot this has like no powder. Let me fix it. All right, so we got our rosemary. Our sea salt is all that is left. Ooh, I'll put you on top of my sea salt. I'm back. And we're doing 6 of these, so 2 each. 2, 3, 4, 5. Give it a good little mix-a-rooney. And that right there is what we will sprinkle over our eggs. All right. So we've got these. What we're gonna do is when they look like this. See, this needs to go back in the microwave. What we can do is just throw it in there, legitimately just like that. I'm sorry, that was not credible. Throw it in there for 30 seconds. Now what we're gonna do is grab a brush, fancy schmancy, and we're gonna throw this rag over these rolls so they're nice and cozy. We're gonna get our egg wash and walk it over here, and our sprinkle and wash over here as well. All right, so now that we've got our egg wash, and right over here we've got our rosemary mix. All that we're gonna do is we're gonna take these rolls. My oven is preheated to 350 degrees. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna brush these over. Don't be afraid to be a little generous. Keep in mind, this is what your seasoning is going to stick to. And we're just gonna fluff all these up with some nice goodness. Try not to press down too hard, because the last thing you want to do is deflate your rolls. They're not ready yet. No. Woo! Just like I did there. It's fine, we'll just cover it with some seasoning. Now I'm gonna move on to this pan over here. I might be slightly out of shot. Remember guys, we're doing low budget filming. Whew, there we go. They are looking nice and buttered. nice and egg washed. And these will go in the oven at 350 for about 25 to 30 minutes. Of course, until golden brown, or until golden brown. We're just gonna use our hands and mix it up. And we're just gonna be generous. Make sure to get your corners. All right. Beautiful, if I do say so myself. I'll pick you up. Look at the two pans we've got going on. Beautifully done. Let's shove these in the oven. Set our oven timer, which is up here, to 25 minutes just to be on the safe side. We'll start it and I'll see you when they're done. All right, everyone, we are back. Whoa, we are back, and I just wanted to show you some beautiful rolls. Here in a second, I will show you a peel apart. Give me one moment. Okay, final part to the video. I have this guy. It is still extremely hot, but oh yeah, my kiddo is going to absolutely love these. And I wanted to say I appreciate y'all so very much for watching. And I also want to say sorry, my dirty hands. Avocado oil and a little bit of flour makes a pan pull up beautifully. We didn't even burn the bottom of the rolls. Avocado oil and flour for the win. Beautifully done on my end, beautifully done on your end. I appreciate you guys for joining me today. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, beautiful weekend. Thank you so very much and have a great day. Bye.